Hello, beautiful people. Thank you for joining me today. I wanted to talk today about something that has been in my personal experience for the last few days, and that is pain. Pain comes in all forms. It can be quick and fleeting, it can be sharp, it can be dull, and it can be acute to severe and chronic. And as individuals, we all have our own unique way of dealing with pain. Some of us deal with it head on, some of us mask it with medication, and some of us try to suppress or deny it. But the interesting thing about physical pain is it never is purely physical. There is always an emotional component to it. And that's what I wanted to talk a little bit about today, because that's something that's maybe not in everyone's awareness, that when our body is speaking to us through aches and pains, that it's actually telling us there's a hidden meaning or a hidden emotional component that needs to be addressed as well. And when we find that our physical body is hurting, it is due to an emotional component that is derived from where our thoughts and our focus have been. And I know that for some, this might be a new idea, and I'm going to post on my story today a chart, and it's one of many charts that actually has a physical correlation to an emotional component or a thought component of why we would be experiencing pain in that certain part of our body. So our brain processes pain in and around the same areas in which emotion is processed. So when people say, oh, the pain is just in the brain, well, it's true. That is where it is indeed processed and worked through. But when we find it in our body, that is what is called somatic, or the emotion has been somatized, and now it's a physical manifestation and needs to be addressed both from a physical and an emotional standpoint. And one way to address this, in conjunction with seeing your family physician or the specialist, whoever it is that is best suited for that aspect for you, is also to see a somatic therapist. And somatic therapy is when we really address what's going on in the body. Conventional talk therapy is from the brain down kind of focus, and hopefully as we talk through our problems, we work through what's going on in our body. Whereas somatic therapy allows us to address the issues that are in the body without having to speak about what we are going through. So if we are experiencing, for example, pain in the body that was caused by a traumatic event, we don't necessarily have to talk through that event again, but we can, through movements, sounds, and body positions, we can actually work through that in conjunction with the emotional component. So I just thought I would take a moment and maybe share this new aspect with people today. And I would also recommend, if this is something that interests you, there are many resources that you can look up. One of them that I found very helpful when I started my personal journey, before I actually even started studying somatic therapy, was that of Louise Hay. And she has many books that talk about the correlation between our thoughts and focus and our emotional status with the physical aspects that are showing up in our life. So I hope this was of interest or gave you something to think about. And until we speak next time, please stay hydrated, nourished, and well rested.